Hello, Sat Shri Akal, Namaskar. Welcome to my kitchen. On today's show, we are going to be making coconut millet rice, along with it sweet potato tikki with millet and horseradish. Also, I will be showing you how to plate it in a southern Indian style without a plate. So, come in my kitchen, let's cook together. You're in the kitchen with Chef Jasjit. Welcome back. You're in the kitchen with Chef Jasjit, and today we are talking about mighty millets. Millets, which is actually staple in my kitchen, and they are nutritious, very versatile, digestive, easy to cook once you learn the tips and tricks. Very easy to cook. You can make savory dishes, you can make sweet dishes. So these millets play a major role in my life, and I would like everyone to use if you can, because we are also here talking about sustainability, and they are the best for that environment. For the future generation as well, we want to have these millets added to our diets. Today we are making two dishes out of it, and I will share with you the ingredients that goes in. So these are the millets, and I have here several of those 8-9 millets that I have here that I can use all the time. But what the tip here is, the trick that I would like to give you, maybe not the trick, secret is you want to use 1 millet per week, right? The reason for that is so that you just use 1 millet, you know how it works with your body, how the taste is, if you want to enhance the flavor. So it's only working with 1 millet at a time, and then this way it's easier to know which is your favorite choice. As well, we are not confusing our body. Sometimes when we are trying to use 3 or 4 different kind of millets at the same time, we're going to confuse our body. So let the body have 1 millet each time, and then you cook that, you try different recipes, then move to the next millet. So I have here in my hand, which is the proso millet. There is also finger millet. I can go through all these. There's sorghum in there, but today I thought, rather than using all these millets at one time, I'm going to show you with cooking with 2 millets. So over here I have barnyard millet, as well I have the kodo millet as well that we're going to cook with. So for kodo millet, what I did, the only part about these millets is that, you know, with rice and with wheat, you can just kind of have it right away. You can just cook the rice. Rice doesn't need too much soaking, all right? So it's easier. But with millets, they need some tender care, love, right? So we have to soak them overnight. So I soaked kodo millet overnight, strained it a couple of times, right? And the water, and then next day you can pressure cook it. So when you pressure cook the millet, millet is going to be then cooked, and it will look like this. So you can see here I just made 1 cup, and look at the quantity it has made. In this one, I didn't use any oil, nothing, just water, and I cooked the millet. Other good part about doing the pressure cook is, which a lot of people doesn't know, and that is that you want to make the millet, cook the millet, and then leave it there in the pressure cooker after 2-3 whistles. Leave it there for another 1.5 hour or 2 hours. What happens? It forms into grains. Before that, it's not in a grain form. So you can find, or you will say, oh my God, this is just looks like a sand. I don't want to eat it, right? So it's not going to be like this. So make sure, give it some time, let it sit there. Now for pressure cooker, when I'm saying whistles, I know in India we had always this pressure cooker with whistles, but today in this kind of times, I am just using my cooker, right, where I can just kind of pressure cook. There's no whistle to it. This is just the instant pot I'm using it. So I just put it for 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and then I just let it sit there for 1 hour. So that's what you get. So this is our main one today that we are going to be using as well for our tikki that I'm making with the sweet potato. So I have some flax here that I will add. I always try to add anything that is healthier, even if you have any other hemp seeds, chia seeds, you can add it in tikki. Anything can go in tikki. Tikki is very traditional because it's like almost like, I would say I will call it a burger, right? So I'm making a burger patty. So you just need a bun and you need some lettuce and some, dressing in it, ketchup, and you can have it as a burger. Or like in Indian traditional way, it's made with potatoes, and I'm doing sweet potatoes because it's fall and I would love to have, and even if it's not fall, I would love to have sweet potatoes always handy because I can make the chips out of it. I can do several things with it, and plus it's very healthy, it's good for us. So I just boiled sweet potatoes. I have some egg as well over here. So I have here breadcrumbs, as well some onions, green chilies. Also, just to give a Japanese kind of a touch, I thought I can use some horseradish in there. So I will be adding horseradish along with some more spices to it. You can also add wasabi. If you have some wasabi, add it. Now, to go with these millets, like when I'm eating this millet on its own, so at that point I would eat it with yogurt, as well some pickles. So southern India has this dal, they would always cook tur dal, and it's the staple over there. So that is what I'm going to be serving the millet with. So yogurt, dal, and dal, I already cooked some dal, so you can see here it's thicker because moment it sits for some time, it's gonna get thicker. So I'm going to add some water to it and bring it to the right consistency when it's time to serve. So that dal will be served with it. So it's kind of like adding all the nutritional values of the food on your plate, and without a plate. That is a secret. You will know when we do the final plating. I will show you that why there is no plate in here today. Also, we are making coconut millet rice. So coconut millet rice, I'm using barnyard millet. Barnyard millet, I soaked it overnight. So you can see here like this. So these are soaked overnight, and we will be cooking this now while we make our tadka with the coconut rice. In coconut rice, I am using some salt, curry leaves, urad dal, some of the fenugreek seeds, mustard seeds. I have some coconut as well. You can see here hiding is the spicy hot chilies, very hot. That's why I'm just hiding it. And then also some cashews. This is, and then along with it we will have some spices adding to it. So this is what we are doing today, and I hope you're gonna all enjoy. Make sure you have your notebook ready so you can write the ingredients and see how I'm cooking. Don't forget, you can also find all this information on my website too. It's gonna be on www.kitchenpunjabi.com. I will be sharing recipes over there as well on my blog, so you would have some information. But right now you're with me and you're in the kitchen with Chef Jasjit. Let me meet you when we are going to start to cook. Welcome back. You're in the kitchen with Chef Jasjit, and now it's time to cook. We are going to cook coconut millet rice, and you will see how easy and simple it is. First of all, we need to add some oil. So rather than adding any regular oil, I'm just going with some coconut oil to cook. So the coconut oil is also going to give flavor. Also, it's good for you. So we will just heat it up, let it melt, and then we'll start adding our spices to it as well, some curry leaves. Now with millets, it's actually something a life-changing experience for me too, because I was always a person, I'm still a person who would love to eat white rice, right, and wheat flour chapati, but switching to millets actually makes me feel that it's more nutritious, it's good for my body, and that is why this change of life, it's life changing. It's actually you start eating millets, it seems like it's the you're changing the application here altogether. The application changes because now we are on the millets, right? So millets you can have cooked in porridge way if you want to eat it in morning. Now with porridge, because it takes some time, and also these are the whole millets, so you can grind them little bit and then soak it overnight. Next day you can actually just make the porridge with it, just the way I explained it already. So you can have porridge in the morning, and then you don't have to make it every day, because we want to have more time to ourselves so we can relax and we can do our things that are needed in life to be done. So you can just have 5 days meal cooked. So porridge is ready in the morning. All you're doing is either you convert it with a smoothie, or you just kind of have it as a porridge with adding more nuts, and that's it. And then in the afternoon you will have this coconut millet rice. At night you can have idli, dosa, sambar, you can have that combination. And idli dosa also is made out of millets rather than the white rice, just the white rice. So those are the southern Indian staples. Idli dosa, if you ever go out for the South Indian food, try idli dosa. I make it at home as well, but that's going to be some other time. I'll show you how to do it. But now let's just learn. Let's just cook our coconut rice. So here are some curry leaves that I'm adding to it. And these curry leaves, you can eat them. They are very good for your health as well. They are something that people would over there in southern India would even make a chutney out of curry leaves, and that is actually really good for health. So along with that, I'm adding, because you know me now that I love spicy food. So these are the spicy chilies. So I'm just adding, how about I'll add one from your side, one from my side. One is just love, and this one is love, and this one is love. Let's add them all. So now also we will add our cashews, and I have some almonds in there too. So we'll just let this cook. Now this is all, this goes first in your kadai or pan if you're using, and then also some mustard seeds goes in. Mustard seeds also is used in sambar in southern India food as well, but this is something that I like using. It's very healthy. It's fenugreek seeds. So I'm going to add methi seeds, methi dana they also call it. So I love to use that anytime I'm making even my regular North Indian food. I would add this to the dal tadka as well. Now with millets also, you have to be very careful when you are using millets. You have to see there are polished millets out there as well, and mostly you will find polished millets that are being sold in the stores. You don't want that, because whole nutritional value of the millets is gone if you are buying white millets. Try to buy unpolished or semi polished, because that is going to be your millet with the natural way the millets are grown. That's what it's going to be. So see here, it has changed the color. So at this point I'm going to also add some urad dal. Urad dal is also a staple. It's like a white dal, and I love this urad dal. So this will add some nice crunch. Now I'm using cashews in there, but it's up to you. It's your choice. You can even use other nuts. You can use peanuts in there too. They will go very well as well. And I will also add some salt to it. And with salt we will also use some coconut, shredded coconut, and some we will use it as a garnish on our millet later. And this is quick and easy. You can just have all these ingredients lined up, have your millet soaked overnight, and then just do it. So this has been triple washed, and I'm just going to use the same water in there as well. That is me, because I like I feel all the goodness that's in there is going to be in the water as well. So we will just use that water. Now I am just going to add the millet that's soaking in, so the millet also gets cooked. You can cook it separately or you can cook it together. I like to just put everything together. So it was half a cup of millet, so I'm going to kodo millet. So now I'm going to add 1 cup of water to it. And the rest of water you can just go here. Look at them, how nice and beautiful these millets are, and they're gonna taste amazing as well. So we will just add this in here. So also make sure whenever you are buying millets, there are, as I said, there are almost like 9 kind of millets. Do your research on it and just use one at a time, one millet per week. That will kind of is actually a good idea. That's what I'm trying to do as well. And I try to create some recipes for myself, and for my legacy cookbook that I'm making, I'm going to be trying some millet recipes. At this point, I'm also going to add from my lovely spice box some spices. So just red chili powder. I already added that chili. I don't know who's going to get that chili. Whosoever gets it, they'll eat at their own risk, right? But this will add a nice flavor to it. And then also little bit of turmeric as well, so that we have a nice yellow color to the millet. So this will boil. This will, once it boils and then it simmers, and then our coconut rice is going to be ready. Let's just cover it and leave this for cooking. And this is it to the coconut rice recipe. So it's boiling, look there, right? Boiling. So now we will just cover it. Just make sure it's the tight fitting lid to it proper. And now I have reduced the heat, so it's going to simmer until it's ready. Our coconut millet rice is ready. You can see here, magic, looks delicious. So we will let this sit here. While this is here sitting, it's resting, we are going to start on our sweet potato millet tikki. So over here I have some sweet potato which is boiled and mashed. In here I'm going to add, now I'm going to be working with my hands, okay, and they're nice and clean. So we will just put some millets here in there, and some millets I will leave it because I want to serve it at the end with some yogurt and some condiments. So we'll leave that some millets on the side here. So see, you can make it once and you can use it for several recipes, right? Different recipes, and that's a great part of these millets. Although they take I would say they take we have this notion that they take longer time, but it is actually all about the time management. If you have a good time management, you can cook some on Sunday, right? Just when you are free, just cook for the 5 meals. You can do it, and then other days just a quick dosa, or you're just making tikki burger, right? So it is actually just manage it well, and then also try to buy smaller quantity. Do not buy quantities like which is like more, like it should just last you for 3 months or so, and then go back and buy another batch, right? So it's easier that way. So over here we added some, see, I have to tell you a lot of things, so I have to kind of stop and talk. But here is some chili. So I love chili, so I'm going to add all of these green chilies in here, and also horseradish, which is Japanese, and it'll give a nice kick to it. So we'll add that. As I said, you can also use wasabi if you have it. That's also a good option. Cilantro goes in, flax goes in, flax powder. Also some of your breadcrumbs goes in, and last but not least, we will add the egg as well. I just have to add my spices now. We are going to add some spices to this, and I'm going to pick up my spice box very gently and start adding our spices to it. So you can see right. So here is some salt that goes in, and some garam masala that we will add. Some cumin seeds are going in as well. My red chili powder, degi mirch, some turmeric, I'm going to add it in there, and these are the spices that goes in. So that is it. And now we already added flax powder in there. It can bind it together as well. The breadcrumbs are going to do their magic. Still, I would say if you feel you can add a little bit more, something binding agent, then it's the egg you can add. If you're vegetarian and you don't eat eggs at all, then you can omit this part as well. So I'm just going to add a little bit of egg in there. So this is it. Now I'm going to move this here closer to me so I can actually make sure I can give it a tikki mode. I'm going to mix that together. In the meanwhile, let's put some olive oil, and then, as you know me, I cannot live without my ghee. So this is the grass fed ghee that I'm using from Barrage, and it's really good for health, and I'm going to use it full. Now using ghee would be something we would do for the rice on the top as well, but that is nice garnish to it as well. The sweeter flavor of the ghee gives really nice flavor to the tikki that we are making. So here, let's mix all this together. What do you think? Looks good? You're just waiting how this turns out to be. Now since I added horseradish in there, you can also, when you are serving this tikki, you can serve it with the Indian chutneys, or change it and serve with some soya sauce as well. Just, it will be so good because we have added the fusion already, Japanese fusion. So here we are going to, it's all good. It looks good to me. It looks good to you? Yes. Okay. I'm going to go wash my hands, and then we are going to start making the tikki. Okay, so I just washed my hands and now I'm ready to cook. So I will just take this burger. Now is your choice how, if you're shaping it like a burger, then you can go with the longer, like make a more tikki, like you can have that, but I am just going to give it very nice, like a small like this. Okay, so that goes in. And just keep it on a very low heat. Also about millets, when I was talking about millets, it's actually it's people, or you know what, even I didn't know about it, that millets are so good. So it's just the knowledge that you get, or once you educate yourself on different options, that is when you would start using this in your kitchens. But I know after this show, you are all going to try millets, right? So you will be using them. The only part is that people don't sometimes know how to cook with millets, right? So how to make them tasty, how can we add the flavor to it? So as a chef, I feel it's my role as well to give you that information, that knowledge, that you can use these lovely millets in your cooking and add nutritional value to your body you're giving, rather than having the carbs of white polished rice or wheat, but you know what, those wheat and rice, they are also good, I guess. When we want to use them, you can always continue to switch around and see what is best for you. Also, then there is that the consistent quality of millets have been missing in the market, so that prevents us to get millets all the time. So you need to know exactly where is the best one that's out there. So the ones that I'm using today, SNV millets, they are pretty good, and you can just buy them online. You can order them, and that's good. And there are options. Millets are available in Indian stores, or even Bulk Barn carries. Bulk Barn only carries one kind of a millet, but if you go to some organic stores, they would have it as well, and some Chinese store. So I think we don't want this to be filled too much. So just these many tikkis are good, right? One for you, one for me, one for our director Ryan, right? He's hungry too. He's looking forward to have this. He's never had he never tasted millet, so today is his first day to taste millets too with you. Okay, so we'll let this cook some time, and I'm gonna go wash my hands again. Okay, so I'm cooking this until it's nice golden brown, and gently and because it's so delicate, right? So let's see. This one was the first one that I added. Wow, look at that, how beautiful that is. But they are just going to be on the medium heat, but you have to give some time to it so that it cooks, right? Because we also added the egg in there. As I said, it's the optional way, you can just not use it. Do share when you are going to be using these millets. Share the feedback with me, how you feel about it, right? So go on my website, send me a message, and if you need more information, as I said, as a chef, it's my role, so I would love to help you out in your journey of having these mighty millets. Okay, so we are still, it needs some time. Can't rush, right? I can't rush on it. Okay, so our sweet potato millet tikki is cooking. I am just going to turn the sides here, and I will let this cook. Once it's cooked, we are going to plate our coconut millet rice, our tikki. You can call it, as I said, burger. You can have it as a burger, but we will have all this together in a plate without a plate, and you can continue guessing what that means. I will see you right back. Welcome back. You're in the kitchen with Chef Jasjit, and today we talked enough about millets. You know, now is the best time because we're going to taste what we made today. So we have here our coconut millet rice with some cashews, curry leaves. as well. I have here sweet potato tikki, which is made with millet. All over here, it's just the plain millet with sambar dal, which is the staple of South India, and we have some pickle to go with it, also some yogurt. And you know what, I was talking about the plate without the plate. This is the moment, this is what it is all about. It's about the banana leaf that we did our plating on, and there are so many places where banana leaf is used, and this is one way of using. In southern India, they would use it, banana leaf, for their foods rather than using plates. So it's up to you, you can try just like me, as I'm going to try this. And I love this because I feel it's the sustainability, and you know, the way we are using the natural stuff that's available. So right now I think I will not talk much, but I have to tell you about the dessert of the day today, because you know I love sweets. So with my sweet today, what we did, this is such a fusion thing. I have my Gajar Halwa as well, which I love, which is also known as Gajarela. I have that, and what I did is I put that Gajar Halwa in the puffs. So it's eggless puff pastry, and then I drizzled it with white chocolate. That is gonna be heavenly. So first, let's try our main dishes here. It's time to eat, and eating with your hands make a perfect sense when it's on the banana leaf. You don't need a spoon. So let's work on this, and I'm going to mix that ghee that was in there. So now it's gonna all be messy, so we'll add some yogurt to it as well, little bit of pickle. So everyone eats actually from the one banana leaf plating that they would have, and you would eat with your hands. So this becomes spoon. So we're gonna go like, it's messy, but it's good. Sometimes you have to do it, right? And you saw me doing with the tikki as well. I had to use my hands, and I love eating with my hands. That's what I do sometimes. I just feel such a comfort doing this. I just wanted to have the second bite so I can just taste the millet as well. It's awesome. It's yummy. And ghee, oh my God, makes it just best. Okay, now it's time to eat the millet on its own with some sambar dal. Again, I added some ghee on top. Last one here is sweet potato millet tikki. See how beautifully it has turned out to be, nicely cooked. And just mix of those sauces that I added. I'm just going to take that and eat it. And this is actually from your side too. You're eating with me. I have to close my eyes just to even feel that it's so nice, delicious, melt in mouth. And as well, I know I'm eating something so healthy. So it's just a complete, you know, they say heavenly feel. That's what it is with this millets. We are done with our mains. Now, you know that I like to end my show having something sweet. So we just made these puffs with gajarela, and when I'm saying gajarela, you can see here gajarela. I did it on its own as well with cup of tea. Amazing. And you can say carrot pudding as well, but this is, the name is Gajar Halwa or Gajarela. So here is one with the chocolate. So I love chocolate, white chocolate drizzle. Amazing. Just so amazing that it just feels like there is love just in this plate. Okay, today was our millet, mighty millet day as well. Gajar puffs, Gajarela puffs that we made. It's out of world. I hope you're going to try these recipes in your home. and you have to go on my website www.kitchenpunjabi.com, where you'll find recipes, but I want you to do something. You have to send me feedback. Make these recipes, try it, and then come to my website and tell me how you liked it. I would wait for your message. Remember, love is your key ingredient in the kitchen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. You're in the kitchen with Chef Jasjit.